Hey everyone, welcome back. We haven't been back in a while, so it's great to talk to everyone and see you guys. This is the Wicked Weekend crew here with another episode of the podcast. But this is a very special episode because we are celebrating Wicked's 5th anniversary. That's right, it's been 5 years now.
5 years, man.
Yes.
5
years. Can you believe it? It's kind of wild, man. It's kind of insane. and yeah, I mean it's crazy. And so we're here. We're gonna be hanging out for the hour and a half or so, but we'll see how long it goes. But we're hanging out here and chatting, and it's great to talk to you guys. Like I said, it's been a minute since we've had an episode. We had a little bit of a hiatus, and so it's great to be back. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone. We have a full house today. We have, and just to go around, just to introduce everyone. I'll go ahead and introduce. We got these are all our Wicked creators, of course. We've got Jeremy, Matt on the top right there, Scott the bottom right, Matt B on the bottom middle, and of course Ibai Canales on the bottom left. Yes. but yeah, I mean, how have you guys been? It's been, like I said, it's been a minute, and so it's good to catch up and see what you guys been up to.
Yeah, what's going on over in Basqueland, Ibai?
This is the closest we've been to North Korea, so it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting, in order to not catch a disease that has a 99% survivability, we have completely given up all our rights. We have to cover our faces at all times. They actually turned that into a law here. It's the law. You have to wear a mask at all times, even if you're alone in the mountain or at the beach.
Well, it's interesting. In some ways that it's almost like it makes it closer to the movies. It's like, wow, and I don't even watch a movie because the movie's outside my door. So in some ways, you might look at. I always like to look at things half glass full kind of guy.
No, absolutely. I mean, at least my life isn't boring.
Exactly. No, it's interesting. It is a different. It is definitely different. Spain versus U.S. So it's interesting. Yeah. Maybe you'll become an expatriate and join us here in the good old U.S.
I'm definitely trying. I mean, I'm really close to my parents, and I'm gonna miss them because I don't think they want to come with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, my dad, dude, you're not getting my dad out of his house even if you set it on fire.
Oh my God.
I'm thinking at some point I will have to jump into a ship or something and sail in Mexico and then sneak through the border or some shit.
Hey man, it could work. I could see it,
Yeah.
Actually, I think we're still allowed in Mexico because I don't know if you guys know this, but lepers of the world since COVID started. Like, we have such bad that no one wants us in his country.
I've never heard of that. I'm not familiar. I mean, I don't know all that kind of stuff. So I mean,
we have the most restrictive measures and the worst figures. I mean, so go figure.
Yeah.
I got sucked into the void. What I missed?
Oh, just Ibai was telling us about how shitty and crappy Italy is these days, and how.
Italy too,
Same difference.
Yeah, I mean, we're all European Mexicans, basically.
No, you're right. Sorry about that. I don't know why. I always think I think it's because I'm very geographically challenged, but I've always thought that they were this somehow related or close to each other. I don't know.
Have you seen the movie Surf Ninjas?
At
one point, the kid is told that he's supposed to find Spain on a map, and he can't do it. And he just said, "I finally told the teacher Spain could be anywhere."
That sounds about right, man. That sounds about right for me. I'm sure I've said this on a previous podcast before, but in my cross country team in high school, at the end of the year, we all got awards, and some of us got some joke awards, and I got most likely to need a GPS because I got lost a lot, and it was embarrassing.
Well, don't feel bad because most Europeans, at least most Spaniards, couldn't locate Idaho on a map.
So at least I'm not alone then.
Yeah, I mean, no, you tell them, hey, what do you know about the U.S.? And they tell you I don't know, New York and cowboys,
right? Or LA and Hollywood,
cowboys in New York City.
It's between Canada and Mexico.
They don't even know that Canada exists.
That's true. They just think that's part of America.
Yeah, everything's North America.
Yeah, America's hat.
What do you mean Canada's not part of the United States?
What is this language you speak of? These words, the sequence of these words, they don't make
No,
sense.
I remember that someone said that the difference between Canada and the US is that Canada, they have the Queen in their bills, and the US have guns.
It's a fair trade.
Basic difference.
Yeah. You know, there's actually in my county, there is the only place in North America there's actually shared territory in this park. And so during COVID, there are dozens at least of weddings every week in this park because it's the one place that Americans and Canadians can both come to.
Both Canadians and who?
Americans, because it's actually shared territory.
Oh, interesting.
And actually, by treaty, if Canada were to enact a barrier along the whole, the whole park, then they would have to give back like half of British Columbia or something. So they don't do that.
That's interesting. It kind of reminds me of in North Korea, between the border of North Korea and South Korea, they have these stations where they can like transfer information or things like that. But then, from what I've I've heard before, like they'll like a soldier will go in to pass something to the soldier on the other side, and he'll hold on to a soldier's hand who's holding onto the door, so that if they try to kidnap them, they're like, "No, you can't take them. He's my guy." and it's like this is precaution.
It's weird and crazy there. Like they'll come in like full force just to like hand a note to each other.
No, it's a little different in this park, right? Because
good.
Yeah, you have like people that are dating will bring tents, and what are they doing in those tents?
I don't know. Not playing board games.
Let's just say when the tent is rocking, don't come and knock.
I guess they're being like establishing diplomatic relationships.
There you go. Signing some treaties.
I'm surprised no one's come up with like pop-up casino for that. So throw down some like a roulette table real quick, and just get it going.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's pretty funny, man.
Yeah.
I remember that I once heard the story about this girl who went jogging. I think it was in the coast of Washington State, and she unwittingly crossed this almost basically invisible state line, and she went into Canada and got arrested, or vice versa. I don't know.
Yeah, it could happen because there's like in most places there's a ditch, but it's a fairly shallow ditch. Right? And I'm sure in some places it really isn't a ditch. It's just kind of like the aspiration of a ditch. So I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, really. That's kind of an embarrassing one, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, there's actually some parts. So there's that park, and then there's also places that are close to that where people will play catch across the ditch.
Nice. Man, yeah, that's like. Can you imagine? You're like, it's like I imagine like the shows where they throw like the frisbee or the baseball over the neighbor's fences. Like that'd be like the ultimate version of that. It's like, damn, dude, what are we gonna do now?
International incident if we go there, but I want the ball.
Yeah, really. That's a lot of fun.
I just feel like a Mountie just standing there, like, go ahead, go get it.
Yeah.
That's like, really, dude. That's like, that seems like a movie waiting to happen for real.
There should be there should be like a show or a comic about this.
It's almost like to me, it's almost like the Sandlot, setup, but just like a little different. Same idea.
There's just so much crazy border life stuff that seemed normal to us, but everyone else is like, what?
Yeah.
So Canadians and Americans go to this park and they get married because it's shared. Okay,
interesting.
And Canada can't close it off because they don't want to give back, Victoria.
We need Wes on the show to talk about it.
Yeah, we should do that.
Next on, maybe he'll be on the next episode. We have another celebration episode on Saturday. I'll see if you can join us on that one to talk about.
Yeah, I won't be there because I guarantee you I won't because that's.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah,
That's why I'm glad we were able to get this one in tonight so we could talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, just so people that aren't in the know, audience, hi. One of the reasons we did this is for me. So thanks, guys, for showing up. It's because my wife is scheduled to give birth via C-section on Saturday. So I said, well, I can't make Saturday.
Yep. Yeah,
so,
definitely.
So let's do a show.
Well, first of all, congratulations, because that makes like 4 of you now, right?
Well, yeah, me and the wife, and then there'll be 2 kids. Yeah.
Okay, so
Nice, man.
Sorionak, as we say in Basque.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
And we also have a cranky 17-year-old dog, but
Ah.
she only thinks of herself as a human.
Nice. all the good ones do, right?
Yeah. Like we actually bonded over. I don't like dogs, but we
Oh,
bonded
really?
because she doesn't
You're
either.
not a dog person, huh?
Like my dog is like a dog-hating dog.
Yeah.
So it works like that.
Damn.
I only like dogs that are uglier than me, like bulldogs or pitbulls.
Oh, that's funny, dude. So have you thought of names at all yet? Have you guys decided on anything like that?
Yeah, I was pushing for Huckleberry, and my wife said, "Hell no."
Damn.
So,
No.
no, can't win them all.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
And so we did some talking, and we settled on Augustine. So that'll be
Nice. That's a really great name. Yeah,
I like
that's
it.
very pretty. And so are you having a daughter then?
We have a daughter. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh no, we have a daughter now. We're having a son. So yeah.
Oh, you're having a son. Okay.
Yeah. So our
It'll be
daughter's
one boy and a girl.
Yeah, one
Okay.
of them. Our
Nice.
daughter is named Sparrow. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Sparrow and Augustine.
Yep.
Nice. That's a good pair right there.
I hope they don't give us too much of a run for our money. But
I don't know. I wouldn't count on it, man.
they probably will.
You know they're gonna push it.
Oh yeah.
You just know they will.
We're done.
At least you kept the parent to kid ratio 1-to-1.
So far.
True.
So far.
So far, he says.
So I actually asked my mom because I'm one of 5 kids, and I was like, "How did you do this?" And she's like, "Oh, it's very simple. You know, like because there's like a big gap between the first one and the last one. You just have the older ones take care of the younger ones." And I'm like, "Oh, that makes so much more sense and explains why I was left with little kids all the time."
It's very, very true. Very smart tactic.
For one second, I thought that her answer would be whiskey.
That was you. That was you, Kiba. You're just that was on you. I think that was just a memory.
I was raised in Belgian beer myself.
Okay. The good stuff.
Yes, I was going to say the good stuff. That is
yes.
Stuff.
A young man of high taste and good renown.
So normally you can count on kids, at least in America, not in Europe because they actually have the good stuff. But normally you can count on kids when they get booze or when they get beer for the first time. They're like, Yeah. And you don't have to worry about it for a while.
That's hilarious.
It's in their head, it's like, this is bad. I don't want it. You should not put a peanut butter chocolate stout.
That's hilarious.
Next to your child. Let me just say that.
Or probably not, or even probably like a strawberry daiquiri even.
That would be bad too, yeah. But,
yes. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a risky business. It reminds me when I was a kid, because I never really tried alcohol until I was older. I don't know. I just never was curious, I guess. But I had a friend, even when I was in middle school, we were at a baseball game and like his dad's beer dripped down. He threw himself under to catch the drip and he goes, "Oh, it tasted awful." And that was stuck in my mind. I was like, "Oh, I guess if he didn't like it, I'm not gonna try it. Must not be good."
My Uncle Jerry smoked a pipe, right? And when he wasn't
like a tobacco pipe, or,
yeah, tobacco pipe, not a crack pipe.
Well, I was thinking more like a marijuana pipe, but I get your drift.
Yeah.
And so when he was I didn't know with pipe it's supposed to really inhale, and so when he wasn't around, I took a big puff and.
Oh God! Oh no!
I didn't smoke for a while because of that.
That's so funny and so awful at the same time. It's like something off of a sitcom on TV or something. That's hilarious, dude. Oh man, yeah, that'll do it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
For some reason, every time I think of pipes, I think of Wayne's World 2, where Garth had the bubble pipe.
Which is a good day today's a good day to watch Wayne's World, I suppose, or any other 420 stoner friendly movie.
Oh yeah, that's
happy 420 roll it up for everyone out there.
Yeah, Peter Samedi of Alternate Comics, he said he was deleting his account on not on Twitter but on Facebook on 420, right? And I'm like, so you're gonna light one up on 420? No.
No. Damn, you almost had him, man. You almost had him. Neostar in the chat. I appreciate it. Neostar says, "Happy anniversary, folks."
Thanks,
Thank you so
man.
much. Thank you. We very much appreciate that. Yeah.
5 years already.
Thanks, Neo.
It's crazy.
It's kind of amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And crazy and wild and who would have thought, you know?
Well, hopefully you're just getting started, you know.
Oh, definitely, yeah, man, for real, yeah.
What? So where are we with Bye? What are you working on right now?
Well, I'm working in like 27 different projects as per usual. I'm actually drawing and coloring part 2 of the Abductables called Ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
This time in full color, and I feel like that meme with the dog driving a car. I don't know what I'm doing. So, improvising all kinds of coloring techniques to see what sticks. Basically, it's a big graphic experiment for me. And then I'm also periodically drawing Ironsides 3 for your boy Zach.
Of course,
this time with no Zipaton. Yeah, just like pure grays this time.
All right. You gotta push that Three Amigos title, man. Come on, you please give me the Three Amigos. We've been waiting on that.
If you ever talk to Zach, you know there's no way to push anything to that guy.
That's true. I
keep comparing him to like interacting with Zach is like that scene from Terminator in which he tries to like be nice and walk into the police station by talking to the cop. And he's like, "I'm a friend of Sarah Connors. Could they see you, please?" That's how Zach operates. It's like an extremely polite 800.
I love that. Yeah, that's great.
Zach is the only person I've ever known who rage quit his own fan group.
Yeah, I don't know. He inspires weird stuff in people. Like people become obsessed over him. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy you either love or you hate. You know.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I'm one of
those. I love him. I think he's nice. I think he's adorable.
I think he's a great guy. I think he's very creative, and I love what he does. So, yeah, I think he's great.
I like how with the stuff he's branching out into. But I also love that, you know, Ironsides is a hit and it's continuing to hit. That's awesome.
Right, and then he had that thing with Stallone with the what you call it, Expendables. Yeah. And yes, and then he had another recent comic, of course, and so yeah, it's interesting to see. I respect what he does, and he seems to he stays out of the drama from what I can tell for the most part.
Yeah, no, that's nice. He's actually more and more just said, no, not.
Yeah, exactly. I respect that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And I followed his example as well, and I deleted my Facebook shortly after the thing. It's not because I agree or disagree with Donald Trump. It's because he was the elected president of the United States, and a corporation. Come on, that's cyberpunk. That's pure cyberpunk.
Hey man, dude. What was it? Oh, Brian Edward Hill was talking about his book Chariot, and he was talking about some other stuff, and but essentially he was saying, like, kind of on a side note, he said, I don't know if I agree that cyberpunk's even a genre anymore, but such and such and such, and someone in the comments said, "Oh, it's because we're living it, isn't?" He's like, "Yep."
Yeah, no. They didn't kill cyberpunk. They said people say that cyberpunk is dead. Cyberpunk isn't dead. They murdered it because it was trying to warn us of what was coming. So basically, you have like a massive tech corporation silencing the president of the United States, and I don't care who that guy. It could have been Biden. I would have thought that it was a terrible idea.
I would say there's a lot of stuff like that movie that came out, Death to 2020. I don't know if you guys saw that parody movie. It was by the guy who did Black Mirror, but I would say that sums up my thoughts on the world. Just like what a weird time. I'm ready to get to something new, man. I'm ready for 2021 to be the best year of all time. Right? Yeah. I'm like, I want to go back to conventions. I want to get back to seeing comic book fans out there.
No, I agree. And I didn't get any comics out of my own last year, for a number of reasons, but one of which is I just knew that whatever you tried was going to be so much harder.
Oh, yeah.
Everything was going to be hard. Printing was going to be hard. It was just, I'm like, no, and I'm backing away slowly. But I spent the time, getting a lot of people working on various projects. So, and I'll be able to go hard this year once the kid's here and, give me a month. But I've got a number of things that are going to be done and ready to launch, and it's going to be a good year that way.
Yeah.
As someone that got something out, I will say it felt like I was trudging through mud instead of walking on a path. I think Cody would agree with me on that one too.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, printers were massively handicapped. The shipping was interesting. Everyone was going through their own personal drama.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had to deal with that when you're dealing with them. Like you weren't it wasn't normal business. You're dealing with people.
Yeah, dude.
And it was just like, I'll get a bunch of stuff in the pipeline. I'll keep working it, but I just realized this is not my year to get things out.
No, yeah, I think that's definitely fair, man. Yeah, that's
and crowdfunding was kind of up and down too. Like it would go hot and then it would go cold and then hot and cold.
Yeah,
it was just weird all around.
Yeah, overall, I don't think it was a good year. I don't think it still is a good year to try to sell anything to anyone. We're basically in like month 17 of 2020 yet. 2020 never ended.
Let's just hope it's we're on a upwards trajectory as opposed to the other way.
Yeah, it might be a good year to sell people Bitcoin and buy.
I'm such a boomer. I'm trying to get into Bitcoin, and I just can't understand how that thing works.
You can't afford a Bitcoin.
Buy a Dogecoin. Buy a Dogecoin, man. It's all about it's all the rage now, man. Elon Musk is saying Dogecoin's going to take over the world.
There are Mines coins on Mines that you.
I saw that. Yeah.
Right? So I earn Mines coins regularly, but then I use them to promote things.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's you can kind of pay for your own advertising. It's a interesting.
I don't know if y'all want me to come in hot on this subject or not, but I can come in hot on NFTs right now. I can come in real hot.
Oh, we're not talking about NFTs. This is cryptocurrency specifically for mines.
Oh no, I know. I'm fine with that. I was just saying on a side note, like all that NFT craze that's been going around has really been.
Yeah.
Oof, I'm not a big fan of NFTs, man.
Money off of it.
Oh man, I don't know. What do you guys think about all that?
I think it's ridiculous, but if someone manages to clean up on it, good for them.
I don't hate the player. I just hate the game.
I'm happy. I'm happy for Grandpa Jose Delbo, who's the guy who apparently killed it. Because he's been a guy who he made my childhood drawing Transformers comics. Mm-hmm. And he's been thoroughly neglected by the industry for the guy's he's almost 90, and he was still doing cons trying to sell his art for $1,000, stuff like that. And so COVID happens, he has to lock up in his apartment in Miami, and his grandson tells him, "Hey, why don't you try this?" And he does the whole NFT things and becomes a millionaire overnight.
Yeah.
So, I'm just
you can't not be happy about that, right? I mean, that is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's dumb, but it's kind of like if you were to say, let's say George Perez, who's a really famous comic book artist, right? Yeah. Let's say you had someone who should have been George Perez but wasn't, and then Pogs come along. Do you guys remember Pogs at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so he does Pog art, and for some reason it's just bizarrely it takes off, and he makes $10 million in Pogs. Well, I'm gonna hate Pogs, but I'm still but I'm gonna love that he made a lot of money at it.
Yeah, really, yeah. That's why it's so interesting. That's why I'm so torn between it, and it's weird. It's so weird. On the one hand, I do totally agree. It's awesome that these artists can get those revenues. Especially these all this work they've done.
Last. I don't.
Oh yeah, I mean it's very true, and it's weird. It's weird. Well, even the whole mining thing. Apparently, mining cryptocurrency is hard on the environment. It creates a lot of because they have these huge facilities that are currently always running at maximum.
I've seen some studies on it, but it's
not necessarily as much though.
It's not great, but it's not the catastrophe that it's been.
Interesting. Okay, well that's interesting. Yeah.
The
I'm
way
pretty
I
sure
would
it's
look at it
less
is that
damaging than.
it's just like a large family consuming a huge amount of energy at the same time. Like everybody
Yeah,
inside of
I
the
was
house
going to say
has a
it's probably less.
computer and they're all on it.
Yeah.
I
Was
read
it
something that
Less damaging
someone-
than Leonardo DiCaprio using his like private jet. You know? I'm pretty sure that's much more damaging than mining Bitcoin.
One, 2 points.
Yeah,
One, I think you're right.
yeah, I
And
would
two,
think that's a
I'm
lot
gonna
more.
start calling him Leonardo DiCaprio now. I like that.
I actually didn't want to say DiCaprio. I just had.
I heard some crazy pipe dream where someone was trying to use the heat from the computers that were like crypto mining to like grow tomatoes.
That's funny. I wonder if that would work.
Wait, guys, I got it.
Hmm.
What if someone were to take the heat from crypto to grow pot?
We call it crypto farming.
Yeah.
This is
It's
genius.
I mean, it's
My God.
420, so I got to say something like that.
We cheat the.
Well,
We just need.
you know, people are probably already trying to work on that, honestly.
And maybe like the lights that they can install on the front of the device can be like the lights for that would be growing the pot too. It's like all synergistic. It all
There you go.
works together. Yeah.
Cryptochronic.
Yes. There you go. That'll be a new strain. Cryptochronic. My God. Oh, that's pretty good.
What did we just do?
I think we created either we either created a marijuana strain or we created a movie. I'm not sure. Either that or we're really high right now. I'm not sure, guys.
Hey, you never know. Maybe $1 billion industry.
That's right.
Yeah, that's how the
making money
best
on both
ideas
ends.
happen.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. We definitely come up with some great ideas here on this podcast. I miss this.
We do. Yeah.
Actually, I just remembered something since it's been so long since we've all been here.
Mhm.
Like, Ebi was telling me about 2 movies that I finally went and saw,
Oh damn!
which were Scanners and The Brood.
The Brood.
Yeah,
introducing young minds to David Cronenberg since 1981.
Yeah, and it was kind of interesting.
Kid things.
You said Cronenberg?
Yeah,
Yeah.
David Cronenberg.
He mentioned The Brood because he said it had some similarities to Wrath, and so I was watching it and I was like, I'm not really into like writing things like with other people's IPs, but The Brood had me thinking like I could do something with it.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh? I've never heard of that. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, you gotta be a weird guy with little to no friends like me to have heard like of those kinds of movies, like Cannibal Holocaust or whatever.
Is Cronenberg is that the Cronenberg that they reference in Rick and Morty all the time?
Probably. I've never seen Rick and Morty.
Like Cronenberg esque monsters. They're like we go to this other dimension.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
Definitely.
are the type of artistic renditions that he creates in a sense.
Okay. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I always wondered. Like, I never really got the reference fully there.
Yeah, and there's a few like Geiger references to like Alien and everything like that. It's pretty much like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Scanners is known for the guy's head exploding like 10 minutes.
Oh, I've probably seen that scene clip somewhere. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, but the weird thing is like the rest of that movie did not age well. Like you can tell, like you're watching this and he's like, you can hack the computer with your mind because minds and computers are similar. And you're just like, this guy does not know how computers work.
That's not how it works, Cronenberg.
Yeah, really. Something reminds me of a quote. Like I can't remember who said it. It was the other day. It said, "Nothing feels more retro than something that was made in the past to look like it was made in the future."
Oh yeah, that's
like,
why every 1950s space movie looks like a 1950s space movie in the future.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't age well, really. Yeah.
Look at the Jetsons. We were supposed to have like flying cars and like houses that are up in the sky.
The year 2006.
Well, we do have those little things that go around the floor and vacuum things up. So we got
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Roombas.
we got the Roombas, yeah.
Almighty Roomba.
So we got the Robo-Maid down. We're done.
We got some of it. I mean, a lot of the world is starting to mainly talk through Zoom or face chat. So, I mean, there's some of it that is there. A lot of it's starting to become
We'll see.
automated.
I feel like
And if you
Elon
want to
Musk.
be like Elon Musk and call
Exactly, I was thinking
helicopters
about-
as
yeah.
like flying cars, then
Did you guys?
sure, we got the flying cars, just not as accessible.
Did you guys see Kylie Jenner put out a tweet the other day or like a week ago? She put
I
out.
never have seen a tweet by Kylie Jenner.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
I
even
guess
know who Kylie Jenner is.
She put out a tweet. She was showing off a video of the new boring tunnel under Las Vegas.
Okay.
It's crazy, dude. They go under like this. They go down this ramp and then into this like rainbow lit up, colorful tunnel, and it's so weird, dude.
So do you
It's just a white tunnel with some colorful LEDs. That's all.
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong, but it looks so. It's to me, it looked very claustrophobic. I was like, I don't know if I want to go in that. It looks very small.
Yeah, that is true. Like I was watching, I'm like, how are they just not like bumping the sides with this little like
Yeah,
go-kart that they're driving through here?
So they put out some promotional. This is not made up. There are journalistic articles about this. Okay, just for the record, I am not high. There is so Elon Musk, he has a sense of humor, right?
Oh yeah.
And so he jokingly put out a bunch of promotional flamethrowers for the boring company, and then people bought them and then took them home with them, right? And have like been charged with like harboring weapons of war.
Oh no. Oh God, why?
And it was all because of like the merchandising bit in Spaceballs where they have crazy stuff. And
Yeah.
it was
That's
Musk
hilarious.
thought, oh, that's hilarious. Let's do that, right?
That's
and
so great.
so they did, and then some people did not take the joke very well.
Because
Yeah,
the guy basically started like a weapons company as a joke. He actually created the company as a joke.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome, dude. I like Elon Musk a lot. I feel like he's the kind of guy who's trying to make the future like we see in movies. He's trying to like essentially jumpstart us towards that future.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Teslas, but I do like that whole SpaceX thing.
Yeah, I like SpaceX. I like Neuralink. I'm a huge fan of Neuralink. I think that's so cool.
Dude, I'm torn with Neuralink. I think it's amazing and terrifying.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't want I just don't want Twitter in my head. Like,
oh, I agree. It's to me. I almost feel like it's inevitable though. Like I almost see that as like that's like where the future will go, and like.
Well, you read the stuff that I write, right?
Yeah, really. True.
The wave of the future. The wave of the future. The wave.
That's hilarious. Neostar in the chat says the future is now thanks to science. Science.
That's right. It's really fun to argue with people and just like close by saying you're wrong because science.
There's such a thing as scientism now. People talk about scientists as as people from my dad's village will talk about priests.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't believe him. He's just a scientist.
Basically. If someone tells me that I have to believe in something, I immediately become skeptical.
Hey man.
Yeah.
Was it Descartes? He said, "Doubt everything."
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't get very far into Naruto.
I doubt that he said that.
Oh damn! I can't prove that, man. He got me, yo. My head just explodes.
Yeah. Descartes, he was Mr. I think, therefore I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you've heard the joke, right?
What's that?
His wife says we're going to the opera tonight, and he said, "I think not," and he disappeared.
Oh no! One mistake. It was the one mistake he made.
Boom! That
Boom.
there it went.
Fatal. That's a good. I like that. Yeah.
For some reason, I see the card now as Raiden in the original Mortal Kombat movie. I think not, and disappearing in the flash of lightning.
Oh my god! Yeah, that'd be a good one. Are you guys gonna watch the new Mortal Kombat movie?
No.
I haven't watched any movies in the longest time just because
Really? Not even no Godzilla versus Kong people.
Theaters haven't been open for the most part, and now they finally are. So I'll start going again at some
I'm going to the
point,
theater this
possibly.
weekend, yo.
Yeah,
I'm so
I'm just
stoked.
gonna
good for
I'm just
you.
gonna watch it on
Thank you, man.
HBO.
Thank you. I actually bit the bullet. I rented out the theater. I've been desperate for a whole movie, and so now I got a whole crew going.
Cool.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Godzilla versus Kong on Sunday.
Cool.
I've been reading all the prequel comics to get ready for it, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
How are the prequel comics for it?
I like them, man. They actually tell stuff you don't get in the movies. It's not like just like a rehash or it doesn't mean anything. It actually tells meaningful stuff, and art's awesome, dude. Art is so good, especially in the Kong one, dude.
Who here thinks Godzilla is America?
What?
What do you
You're
mean?
gonna have to run that. Yeah, you're gonna have to run that by me again.
Well, I mean the way that Godzilla,
the idea of Godzilla,
and like it appears like there are many people who have argued that this is basically a metaphor for America. You know, because it like destroyed Japan, but also protected it. And there are articles that are very long and lengthy that
wow.
you know, like talk about this that I've quoted before. So am I the only one who thinks that basically it's just like a metaphor for America that got way out of hand?
Me personally, I kind of see it more as like the physical representation of like nuclear disaster and its great capabilities at the same time.
The ramifications.
As much as it can protect us and help us further ourselves, it can really devastate us very easily.
Yeah, there's definitely something to that because the Japanese have been obsessed with giant monsters and giant robots.
I do see that American concept too. I do see that. That's very interesting. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that too.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean it's interesting because I mean I could see especially with the original versions like Godzilla being tied to 1942 of bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and like that like to your point that being done by Americans, I could see how especially in those early iterations like that really could ring true with that metaphor. I feel like in the newer one, it's more what I see is kind of like what Matt was saying in a way, but almost like he's the representation of like obviously it's in his name, but he's like a god, right? And a god who is protecting of the world itself, but doesn't necessarily care for human life necessarily because he's obviously pretty indifferent.
The thing is, I don't know if I don't really remember the original Godzilla movies. I know that I watched one in which they trick Godzilla into walking into a volcano, and I thought it was really sad, and I cried. But wasn't Godzilla like originally a villain, and he became so popular in Japan that they actually turned him into a hero?
Interesting. I'm not familiar with that. I could see it though.
My sense of it is that he was considered a menace, but not necessarily a villain, and that he then
became an anti-hero.
Became the savior of Japan. Actually,
because I think that's how it went. Like the original Godzilla was supposed to be like a quasi horror movie, but he became so popular that kids and shit became like really enamored with him, so they turned him into a hero, and they became like pitching against like Mega Godzilla and Ghidorah and all these other monsters. I think that's how it went.
So the reason I look at it differently is because I compare it to the Kong. Obviously I've got Godzilla versus Kong. I see Kong as and it's because I think it's because he's a primate, but I see him as more of a protector of humans and humanity itself. Okay. Where like he'll go out of his way to protect a human from getting harmed. Whereas Godzilla, again, going back to the world thing, is I think more in tune with the world itself as like more of a god incarnate, where it's like people like I'll destroy these monsters from destroying the world, but if I destroy in the city in the process, that's the collateral that must be done.
Yeah.
Well, King Kong in the original movie shows human feelings for a human female, so from the get go, he's like more human.
Yeah, really. But it's interesting. It's interesting. I love giant monsters, so I could go on and on. I wish Pacific Rim would come back even,
Yeah.
They did something on Netflix, but I actually got to bounce, guys.
Okay, no worries, man. Anything you want to say to the people on the 5th anniversary?
Let's make it another 5, 10, 15. Keep it going.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be there on Saturday too. So
sweet.
Rage
Awesome,
puppy.
Rage puppy.
Rage puppy.
Well, thanks for joining us, man. You have a great night.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time, dude.
Later.
Take it easy.
But yeah, I mean, have you guys been watching any movies or TV shows or did you guys watch the Snyder Cut? We haven't talked about the Snyder
I haven't
Cut.
seen that, but I'll tell you what I've been watching the shit out of. It's Invincible.
Really? Should I give another chance? I didn't really like it at first.
It's great. It's a great show.
Okay.
It does a fairly good job of what I heard. The Walking Dead. I think it was Perch who said that it does a good job of giving you the flavor of the comic without actually being exactly the comic.
Interesting.
And I think that that's pretty accurate of the Invincible show as well. And I'm really digging the show. I'm also enjoying watching my wife watch the show and be shocked by it. So that's always fun. So,
because you've read the comics?
Yeah, I read all 144 issues of it.
Okay, nice. That's cool.
Yeah,
and so it lives up to the comics then.
So far, yeah,
it's
really good.
Okay, well, I'll give it another chance then.
So, I mean, the one thing that people have complained is that they're like the volume levels are. I think in the first 2 episodes there was a little bit of problem with that, but look, as long as you don't have a lot of background noise, it's fine. And I haven't noticed it after those.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to get another chance. I think I was maybe put off by the animations at first, just because I'm kind of more of an anime guy, and so I don't have as much familiarity with American animation anymore. So I think I probably need to give it another chance. Yeah,
I don't know. I really like it. So
okay,
go Invincible.
I mean, I love Robert Kirkman. He's like one of my favorite writers. So
yeah, I hope you heard the rumor he's going to buy DC.
That'd be weird, dude. Why would he do that?
Well, what he'd be buying is the comics, not the intellectual property. So basically, Warner would be able to use the intellectual property that's already there. But think about this. So he buys it and he keeps publishing the comics. They're not going to own the intellectual property that's created in the comics as they go forward, right? And so they'd have to pay him to license any of the new stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it could be a long-term gold mine.
Interesting. Wow, that'd be wild, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a pretty interesting idea.
All his endeavors, so
yeah.
He got that Walking Dead money.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. People can say all they want about that series and that show and whatnot, but it has numbers. It sells, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Walking Dead fan, but I get that it's a thing that appeals to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I watch some episodes. It's pretty good.
I like that show, man.
I'm just not like zombies. Just have never really done it for me.
And I can get that too. Yeah, I totally understand that. For me, I love the kind of world that he's kind of created. Where especially on TV, where I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's kind of the same. I feel like in especially in an apocalypse setting. There's a lot more the rules of society no longer apply and almost anything can happen. I love that kind of sense of
or I mean, also looking at that people are still trying to reestablish rules.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And how does that work?
Really interesting, yeah.
I get that.
I've always been fascinated by that kind of stuff.
That aspect of it is more interesting than the zombies. I get it.
True, that is very true. Yeah.
So, but I don't know.
It's a soap opera with zombies, essentially.
Yeah, it's a soap opera that eats your brains, unlike
so like real soap operas then.
Well, the thing about zombies, the thing about zombies is, and I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say some stuff because I write about zombies in Decimators, basically, But the thing about zombies is that you can only tell the same stories, only so many times.
Very true.
No, I don't like your take on zombies is more interesting to me because they're not exactly zombies, and I mean, maybe you could. Some people don't know Decimators, so essentially, it's like a lot of the things that afflict people on social media. Like if that became sort of a zombie obsession that overwhelmed people, would that be accurate, Ibai?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good description. I've been thinking about it, and I've been wondering for a long time, why did I write something so unoriginal? Like, why did I feel like that I had to write a story about zombies? And I think it's because George A. Romero and I were like worried about the same things when he wrote the first Night of the Living Dead. Like I remember him saying in an interview that zombies are a metaphor for people that forcibly want to convert you to their way of living.
Yeah.
So that's basically how I see SJW. So I was actually like, being George A. Romero again, as arrogant as that sounds. Just be like,
That's pretty cool, man.
I
like that. I remember hearing about George Romero talking about, obviously a while back, but he was saying how like just the new zombie style is just not what he created. It's not really.
Yeah.
The metaphor has changed in the popular culture. It's not really what he started out with, and so he wasn't George Romero wasn't a fan of The Walking Dead, for example.
No, you can tell that the original Night of the Living Dead, like, it was written by a hippie that was worried about like the overreach of government and all that, and the Vietnam War and racial inequalities, and the zombies are just like they're just a plot device. They're not all that important. What's important is
they're almost like a brain-eating MacGuffin.
What's that?
I said they're almost like a brain-eating MacGuffin.
Yeah, basically. I mean, you could like replace them with aliens or like a pack of wolves, and what's important is what's going on inside the house. The black guy and the rich guy and the lady and all that. That's what's really going on in the movie. Some say just a device.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Romero, and that's actually one of the reasons one thing I will, even for people who don't necessarily like the storytelling in The Walking Dead, I will say is that the effects are amazing because they have Greg Nicotero, who was like a protege of George Romero, and so he brings the classic effects with his effects studio, and so the effects are always on point. Everything looks really amazing in that show.
Yeah.
Also,
the Walking Dead actually looks like Romero wanted his zombie movies to look.
Yeah,
Like the visually, it's like the Romero's wet dream.
Yeah, really. Yeah, visually they nailed it for sure. Yeah, and I think that's all to Greg Nicotero. He has a new show called Creep Show. I highly recommend if people haven't seen Creep Show.
Yeah.
I love that show, dude. Yeah, I'm a huge horror fan, as you can tell. I could go on and on about it, but I digress.
What is there a book you would recommend? Hello?
I think we lost you there, man. You want to repeat that if you don't mind?
Is there a book that you would recommend on horror?
Oh wow, are you talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Oh damn.
Or if I don't anyone.
I have one off the top of my head that comes to my head. If anyone hasn't read it, I always recommend it. But it's the one that Hellraiser is based off of. It's called The Hellbound Heart.
Okay.
It's by Clive Barker.
All right. No, what I'm
different than the movie.
The thing I'm most interested in is like a book that sort of like takes you that explains horror. That like takes you into all the tropes and
interesting.
Like maybe a history of horror or
I can think of like two books. One of them is not strictly on horror. It's called On Writing by Stephen King.
Yeah, I've read that.
And the guy's kind of a dick on social media, but he's like a talented writer. And
he's especially that book is great too because it's like it's both about it's a book on writing and a book on his life and it like got written disjointedly because he was pasted by a van about halfway through.
Yeah, I remember that. He actually bought the van and then dismantled it with his own hands.
That's a good idea. I agree. That's
nice therapy.
Yeah.
And continuing with the books issue, I haven't read it whole, but I know that I think it's called Horror or Horror Fiction in Literature or something like that by H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay.
You read that?
No.
Oh no, I'm not familiar with it. No.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact title, but it's like an essay. It's not a fictional book. I think it's one of the few essays that he wrote. I think it's called Horror in Fictional Literature or something like that. Okay. And he explains like I haven't read it, but I've read a couple of quotes, and he says like really interesting things like the only thing I don't know, like a character acts as if he had discovered something horrible about the world or himself. Like those are like the two things that scared H.P. Lovecraft. Either the world is wrong and I just discovered it, or I'm wrong and I just discovered it. Like
That's
he
smart.
discovers that the world is actually the dream of an alien god, and if he wakes up, we all disappear. Or that I'm the spawn of like an inbred half fish tribe, and I'm going to mutate into a monster when I turn 18. That's basically H.P. Lovecraft.
There's one. There's a great manga called The Fault by Junji Ito, and and Junji Ito, of course, is heavily inspired by Lovecraftian horror. And it's this one where there's these faults on the mountain that just appear, and they're all human shaped. And people are like, "What's going on? This is crazy. What's going on?" And all of a sudden, people start saying, "Like, I feel compelled to go to that's my hole. That's mine. It fits me perfectly. It's mine." And it's this really creepy story of like, what's gonna happen when I get to my hole? What's gonna happen to me? And it's kind of like what I think what ultimately boils down to is it's for Lovecraft is definitely is the unknown is a big part of it. I feel like it's better to not describe than to what I mean, like don't show. If you tell too much, it's not as scary.
Got it.
But if I would recommend something, there's actually a great series on AMC called Eli Roth's History of Horror. So if you're wanting to watch something, you can check that out too.
Cool.
So you thinking about getting to writing some horror, Jeremy?
Well, I think I did. I did Murder, right? I tried to write that as a straight like superhero-ish story, and then I finally realized, wait, no, that's not what this is. And so then I wrote it as horror, as I understand it, and I do believe it was horror, but I realized afterwards that I have a very superficial knowledge of the genre.
Oh, interesting.
And so, it may do me well to read some stuff about horror. So, I mean, obviously read horror as well, but I mean, to kind of understand some of the what's behind the tropes and whatnot of horror, so that I can use them more effectively.
I think it's always a good idea. Yeah.
You can always go to TV Tropes. I'm sure you're familiar with that site. And that you have pretty much all the tropes listed there and with examples. So I know it's kind of cheating, but
I never thought to do that. That's an interesting idea.
Might as well cheat when you can.
Or use your resources, right?
Yeah.
You gotta use what you can, man.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting. Yeah. What was I gonna suggest? Oh shoot, slipped my mind. If you want to, obviously this isn't about the tropes of horror or anything like that, but always recommend Hellblazer. Pick up any issue of Hellblazer, and you're gonna get bound to get a master class on horror right there.
Okay.
Almost any issue you can point to is golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
Matt, I haven't heard Trent. I haven't heard from you in a while. Are you there still?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Earth and Matt.
Yeah,
We know you're up in the stratosphere right now with the McCrinnon Chronicles campaign going on. But don't forget about us down here.
I haven't. Don't worry.
Yeah, we were before we started. We went live. I said that he missed a trick because he should have just called it Space Gingers.
And he is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's your campaign going, Matt?
1308.
Woo!
Yeah,
Nice.
awesome.
That's combined total.
Well, on Kickstarter, Indiegogo is at 136.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, those Indiegogos, those fishes are sleeping right now, I guess. What's going on? Huh?
It's probably because, I guess, bad timing or something like that.
Maybe, but it's weird that the Kickstarter already got funded. It's interesting.
Well, sometimes when you run both, people will just go to default to Kickstarter, depending on what your natural audience is, right?
Yeah, that's
I've
interesting.
seen that with a number of campaigns.
Okay, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Of course, there's also the fact that you can extend on Indiegogo, you can on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah,
there's
but
a chance.
you have to reach. Well, that's true. You could extend. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a different sort of audience on both, and I don't know. I still prefer Indiegogo technically, but there's a lot of weirdness there too that you just have to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. We have plans for a possible crowdfunding project for later this year. News coming out hopefully in the near future.
Sweet.
But yeah, so it'll be our first real experience with getting hands on in nitty gritty. So
yeah,
we'll appreciate any support, any advice, anything like that.
I'm a fount of advice and support. So
we'll appreciate that, man. Oh, definitely be doing that. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got I've decided I think I'm gonna release Endemic as a graphic novel form.
Sweet.
We already have we're finishing up issue 5 right now, and I only have one printed, so I'm like, what? Might as well just put them all together and make one big, graphic, trade paperback of it.
Yeah, that's actually what some companies are doing now. They put out issue 1 as sort of like a almost like a sampler or preview or whatever, and then they just print the whole thing.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah, it just and floppies are having a hard time right now, and partly just because comic book distribution is so in flux, and comic book stores are rare on the ground these days. Honestly,
I'm sure. Yeah, there are everything. Yeah, with that is a difficult situation. And then conventions not being even a thing, even too.
Oh, I mean, like the industry last year, it got three body blows, right? So first you had the distribution shut down, right, for months. Just like the monopoly distributor of most comics just said we can't
do it.
Then you had the fact that both of the big publishers said pencils down, we're pausing a bunch of products, and then once we come back afterwards, we're gonna have fewer projects. So people who had banked on that income couldn't anymore, and then you had almost all of the conventions canceled, right? Which is, depending on who the person is, that could be a third of their income. And it was just like a complete shock to the system for the comic book world.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's for sure.
I mean, what we hope is that it comes roaring back.
We're gonna be there for sure. I mean, hell, Robert Kirkman and his crew of sailors are planning a Comic-Con on the high seas. I don't know if you heard of this. Skybound and Image are planning for a Comic-Con on a cruise, and I want Wikid to be there. I want to take Sporkman on the high seas. On the high seas.
I like that idea.
Okay. That'd be dope.
It's funny. It's funny how tragedy shapes you. Because I used to hate crowds, and now to an arm to be surrounded by.
Yeah, really, dude.
And other days, I just wanna go live up the mountain and never see a human being again. I like bipolar.
That's funny, dude. Ebi's changed. His heart has grown 2 or 3 sizes this day.
Yeah, not being able to go out as much, really makes you fat. So my heart is like the size of a ham now.
Yeah, are you not doing the martial arts stuff?
Oh yeah, actually, one of the benefits of not being allowed to go to the closest town to train. I mean, you cannot, besides the point is that my dad now trains me at home, so I have like the best kickboxer in Spain, basically, at least the oldest kickboxer in Spain, training me on weekends.
Dude, it's like your own version of Creed or something.
Yeah, no, it's basically that. I got this old boxer, like he's like basically Spanish Stallone, and he's trying to turn me into his replacement.
That's so awesome.
So yeah, I'm getting fat on one side, but I'm also getting fitter on another. So I'm pretty much Butterbean right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting combination right there. Oh man. Yeah. Well, I'm assuming everyone's staying busy with their projects and whatnot. Has anyone got any anything they want to share about any upcoming projects yet, or anything like that?
I'm going to do a project with Ibai this summer.
Ooh.
And with all details to be announced later, but
you don't say.
Yeah, we're finally just gonna, we've been talking about doing something forever, and I'm finally gonna work out a script and we'll just do it because
I can't wait for that, man.
I'm sick of talking about it. So
yeah, I remember that we actually started something like 2 years ago, and we got to like page 2.
Yeah,
and then we just stopped.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know where to go from here. So next.
No, that's awesome, dude. That should be really cool.
Yeah. So that's gonna happen. I've got I don't know. So Tarot's done, and the an excerpt of it appeared in Alternatives. It came out on a Wednesday. So when I do the Movie Men 2 campaign, it's also gonna have that at the very least.
Nice.
Beer Man has been done for a while. I'm getting it colored and lettered right now. So that's happening. What else? AUMF is 75% done. I think that's a good percentage. Let's see. There's a comic I'm doing called Fight or Flight that's got about 7 pages of 20 done. And I don't know. There's a comic that Doug Curtis is drawing for me. He's the Movie Men artist. And it's I think like 11 or 12 pages of it are arted now. And it's called Nobody's Puppet. I don't know. There's other projects. I saw him briefly.
Oh God, he was seen a wild Wikid was seen in I haven't even got my hair cut in a year too. That's
there you go. Yeah, I was gonna say like it's a hippie. It's a hippie.
It really. Oh no, that wasn't me, guys. That was just a hippie. Yeah, I don't know where that hippie wandered in here, man. Hey, get out of here! Get out of here!
I'm allowed, you hippie.
I got to get rid of my open door policy.
Oh yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna drop out myself because I need to get some sleep.
Oh no, dude, we appreciate it, dude. I can't believe you came on that late. Like honestly,
I was only going to be here for like 10 minutes and then go back to sleep, and
you can resist us once you got talking with us.
That's how it is.
All right, yeah. Well, hey man, you get some sleep, dude. We appreciate it. We appreciate you.
No problem, man. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one, man. You have a great night, man.
See you guys.
See you, man.
Bye. You bye. And then there were 4.
Yeah. No, it's probably a good idea. But anyway, so yeah, I've got a lot of projects that are
dude. And of course you got
complete. Yeah, the Movie Men number 2.
That's also in there on the way somewhere.
Yeah, that's Movie Men 2. It's Movie Men Sport Man. It's all done. It's got to be lettered.
Oh, it's all done? What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn. No,
that's dope.
I was waiting on that one. I was waiting on well, obviously just this last year was not a good year for it, but also like now we're getting fulfillment of the last Sportman stuff out there, and I wanted to wait till that was fulfilled until I launched this campaign.
That is a smart move,
yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna do I may we'll see. I mean, we'll talk about we'll talk about this. I may do a campaign for like 4 books at once.
Whoa, that'd be wild.
And they'll all be done when we start it. Like,
damn.
Yeah, I mean, there's like all the stuff in, ready to go.
Well, that would definitely help. I'm sure people would be pretty stoked to be able to get those books pretty quick,
Yeah, and it's kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool for people to be able to buy. Let's say it's like a 4 books for $20 or something. And you save on shipping. Obviously,
you could also do add-ons too. Like if someone wants to buy just a few books, maybe, or
sure. What I mean, yeah, I think they obviously should be able to buy a la carte. So if you just want Movie Men, if you just want tarot or whatever.
I think smart, dude. I should go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea, but like you guys we're gonna have to talk about logistics and that kind of thing.
I'm sure we can work it out.
Yeah, but like I'm just like, why not? I haven't seen anybody do it, but I think I'll have the content to do it with, and it's crazy, but it's so crazy it just might work.
I like that. That's a good way to look at it, man.
Yeah,
that's I feel like that's how the best ideas come about.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the there are a lot of business ideas that if you were to explain it, like this is what we're doing, I'd just be like, "What? That's crazy!" Like, okay, so we're gonna do a pizza place, but we're not gonna cook the pizza because the pizza ovens cost a bunch of money.
You make them take it home and cook it.
Yeah, we'll make them cook it. I would just say, but why? Why would they do that? That's get out of here. And then Papa Murphy's would laugh at me, you know. Or if you were good.
Oh, speaking of that, there used to be a restaurant near me called Go Grab an Apron, which is basically you make your own dinner at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't take off.
More the shot, though.
Well, I mean, if you want to look at it, a buffet is kind of build your own dinner.
Yeah, we had to cook it, so
it's kind of like the idea that you miss every shot you don't take.
That's right. There are some of those like Korean restaurants where you do cook stuff at your table, you know. That actually,
I love that hot pot kind of stuff, or not even hot, like the Korean barbecue, or like
they do, you know. Sometimes
my favorite is shabu shabu. You guys ever had shabu shabu?
Isn't that where you took me over in LA?
I did. Yeah, it's this. They take it. It's a Japanese style where they put the hot oil pot in front of you cooking, and then they come and bring you all these different meats, and you get all you can eat meat. And they take like steak, chicken, different all these things, and they cut it so thin, that you can pick it up with your chopsticks, put it in the oil, say, toss it around in there, and say shabu, 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 and it's done cooking. You pull it out, and it's good to eat.
Yeah, I mean stuff like that. I would just think, no, that won't work.
Right?
But in many cases, it does. You know, or if you were to say, like, if you were to come to me and you were to pitch a movie idea, you're like, we want to do a movie about the inner life of toys. Get out of my office! I don't want to talk to you.
Dude. Yeah, really.
You know, like it turns out,
Oh my God. That is too funny, dude. And again, that leads to good places and bad. It doesn't always work because then you look at the same company and they're like, "What if cars could talk?" Well, it doesn't necessarily work as well as the one with the toys. I'll be honest. Not everyone's cup of tea.
What if you were to make a live action version of an animated film?
Genius! It'll work every time. I guarantee it.
What if we were to do it with The Lion King?
Oh yeah, and then we'll make them look very realistic. Yeah, and then after that, we'll make the Cats movie.
Lord, yeah, it doesn't always work.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny what works. You know, it's like
that's so true. Yeah, you never know exactly what's going to take or not.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the great things about capitalism is that people get rewarded when they try things and they work. You know.
Yeah, it's true. Not everything has to be state mandated. No, it's very true. Like, let those who are at the top are going to rise to the top.
Well, but you're not telling people what they should like. Basically,
exactly.
You're saying you like what you like. Go buy the things you like, and you don't even know what you like. Maybe you're just gonna like see when people offer things to you. You'll try it, and maybe you'll be like it's shabu shabu, or
right, exactly.
Maybe it's like McDonald's, and you're like, not as good.
Or maybe you're like, I love McDonald's now; it's my favorite. Not saying that's
ways. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's interesting. Yeah, no, it really is, man. Yeah. I think it's all about trying to find what works for you and in what you're trying to do. I think.
We were talking about Robert Kirkman, right?
Oh yeah, I'm always talking about Robert Kirkman.
His idol is Rob Liefeld, right?
Really? I didn't know that.
Totally. And Rob Liefeld, like the Robert Kirkman, he was doing Battle Pope, that he was drawing and it didn't take off, and Liefeld takes him to the side and he's like, "Look, you can do anything you want, but it takes time, it takes effort. Why don't you do the things for a while, and if they work, keep doing them, and if not, oh well, next."
Yeah, that's very true.
There's tons of things that he's done that were just like, limited series or mini series or whatever that didn't do that great, but I can do Walking Dead and Invincible and all this other stuff that really does take off.
True, yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's always a good thing to do is to be able to pivot. If something doesn't work, try the next thing.
Yeah.
If it does work, keep doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very true, man. Yeah, I've been rereading the because they put in the Walking Dead Deluxe editions out now, and it's interesting to go back and hear him talk about the early days. And he really didn't necessarily know it was going to take off. Like at the very beginning, I remember he had showed the pitch letter and said, "I'd like to use black and white art to save on money." I thought, oh, that's interesting. The Walking Dead, the very first, she's like, let's try and save on money. It's like, wow, to where it is now. It's kind of inspiring in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Even with the whole concept of like he first kind of really lied about the whole aliens, and he's just like, well,
yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, I did lie about that. And the editor at the time was just like, why didn't you just say it? He's like, I honestly didn't think you would go for it. I really didn't.
And yeah, that's too funny, dude. Yeah, it never comes up in the comic. Really. That's not the point necessarily of that story.
You writer's back.
I do love writer. Not to talk too much about The Walking Dead because he actually has a lot of other books I love. I love Outcast. I don't know if you guys ever read his series Outcast.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
Humans. Yeah, I love that book series. And his other series, Oblivion Song, is pretty good too. I haven't checked out his newest one. I think it's Firepower. Is it called?
Oh yeah, that's great.
Is it, dude? Maybe I'll check it out then.
It's a lot of fun. That's some kung fu wonderfulness.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check it out because, he's got a really good sense of dialogue and characterizations. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, he's got an artist. Chris Samney is really good.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's a great pairing. I highly recommend that. And it's so cheap. Like you buy the first volume, it's $10.
Oh, that's not bad at all, man.
So yeah,
I'll check it out. Yeah. But Matt, do you want to? Oh, did you need to jump out, Jeremy?
I was gonna take off in a second here.
Okay.
I was just gonna ask Cranky Writer person here. What do we have to look forward to in the McKinnon Chronicles campaign?
You read my mind, man.
You there?
I think his transmission is coming in spotty. He's probably passing through some asteroid belts or possibly some moon dust. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. He said something interesting on Twitter this week, which is that he was playing around with the idea of that people's lifespans in the time of the Chronicles would be like close to 300 years.
Yeah, he is doing that. So actually, you probably don't know this, but Mason McKinney, he's actually like 56 years old.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, you.
Hey, you, buddy.
Are you there?
I think he's.
Can you hear me?
Oh God. Hello. I feel it's the
I hear you.
Last time he's responding to our past selves. It's like either I don't know if you saw Tenet. It's kind of like Tenet. No, okay. Did you see Interstellar?
No, I didn't.
Oh God. Oh God, Looper. Work with me, man.
I've seen Looper. Okay.
Okay, it's like Looper.
There is a time delay.
Or time dilation, as I like.
Guys, I think I'm gonna bounce.
No worries, man. I think we may be wrapping up here anyway. I'm gonna see if we get Matt on here just to promote his Kickstarter Indiegogo. But
that's a great idea.
This has been a lot of fun, man. This has been really a lot of fun.
I missed it, and
I have to.
I'll be back in action in about a month, probably.
Yes, exactly. Congratulations again, man. We wish you all the luck in the world. Please keep us updated. Be safe. You and your family definitely be safe, and congratulations. Just like it's gonna be really exciting, man. So,
thank you.
You're very welcome, man. Take care. We'll see you later, man.
Yep.
It looks like Matt jumped off there. Maybe he fell into a wormhole, probably. Something like that, I'd imagine.
Possibly he might need to. He's probably restarting his transmission interface or something like that. So let's just hope we can get something back. But I mean,
hey Matt, you with us?
Hey, am I here?
I don't know. Are you?
There we go. It seems like it.
Yeah, today's been a weird day.
I know you're feeling, man. I know the feeling. This has been good though. I was honestly really stressed out today. This helped a lot. It was good to talk to you guys and spend a minute. So
well, that's good.
Yeah. So today was just at work and whatnot, So
seems like a good way to de-stress.
Hell yeah, dude. Especially on this 420. Yeah. Smoke weed every day.
That just makes me want to make weed illegal.
Don't be a hater. I'm sure it's in the future in McKinnon Chronicles. Do they have space weed?
No, because that's illegal.
I kind of figured that they would probably evolve, either not necessarily evolve, but probably find different things or find a way to where nanomachines within the body to help protect it, kind of make it mute in a sense. You can smoke all you want, but you ain't gonna feel anything because it basically gets rid of it.
I think actually in my story about the future, I wrote my novel Singularity Madness. I took a cue from Joe Haldeman's book Forever War. I thought it was really interesting that in that book he has marijuana be something that's the military has kind of gotten a lot more lax on. So people in their when he's in the barracks in their off time, they can smoke a joint and it's not that big a deal. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. In the future, it's like 100 years in the future, it's like not as big a deal. And so I incorporated them into my story like that. But I could definitely see, go in a different direction with it, So, but me and Matt have a whole comic about space marijuana. So we literally
that is true. That is
gag
true.
manga called Paraphernalians, and so yeah, we're all about that. That'll be funny. That'll just be fun stuff. There's a lot you can mine with that. But actually, I wanted to see if you might want to talk a little bit about, as we're kind of wrapping up here from the first celebration episode. I was wondering if you might want to talk a little about the McKinnon Chronicles Kickstarter Indiegogo and maybe plug that a little bit here.
Well, basically, the Indiegogo is the one that really needs help with the funding at 13% of the goal. I've seen Indiegogos start off really, really slow and then eventually hit that mark. Second month ends, so
we really need to plug that to Indiegogo, though. People get on that. That really helps out, Yep. And then we'll be throwing some money down on there. I'm sure at some point we want to help support you, man. So,
of course.
Now, real quick, were you planning on having any stretch goals for if both the campaigns make the goal, or what you see is what's going to be there?
Basically, stretch goals will range between adding in some pages that were cut out of the final draft of the script and additional art pieces for pinups and prints.
That'd be cool.
And that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Or maybe a preview for the next installment.
Yeah, man, that would be very nice.
Sky's the limit.
Oh yeah, man, exactly what we were talking about, right? It's like if you don't try, you can't succeed. And the worst they can say is no.
Yeah, I think by that time, by the time the Indiegogo hits goal, I think there's going to be.
Hey Matt, are you having any issues there?
I am having issues on my side. Are we cutting in and out on your side, Matt?
No, not really.
I think you need to upgrade your internet, man. I hate to say it, but it seems to be kicking you in the ass these days. Maybe we can crowdfund for that. Upgrade Matt's internet. GoFundMe.
That's probably just the area he's at in.
It probably is, yeah, honestly. But we'll definitely speak on Matt's behalf. I definitely encourage people to go check out that link. I'll put it up on the screen there one more time. It's in the chat. Indiegogo is up for a little while. The Kickstarter is already completed its goal. And so at this point, really would help to get a boost on the Indiegogo. So anything you can do to share, back, or spread the word, even just every little bit that gets out there really helps. So we definitely appreciate you spreading the word on that. And I'm sure Matt's going to be back next. We're going to be having another celebration episode for the Wikid Publishing 5th anniversary this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. And so if you're around, definitely please join us for that. We're going to have some more creators. I know Scott's coming back. As I said, Matt here should be back, hopefully with a little better internet there. And Cody's going to be there if you guys are fans of Cody Fernandez from Jack Irons. And Ebi's going to be back as well. Yeah, really. Popular guy. And we're also going to have, I think, maybe a few more people jumping in. I think. So we'll. I believe that we may even get a guest appearance from Honors as well. So should be a fun show. Now, I guess it looks like I do have a question in the chat real quick. He says, "Hey Matt, refresh my memory. Polarity isn't associated with McKinnon Chronicles, is she? What does that mean exactly?"
No, she's not. It's a superhero character that I came up with based on a project I was supposed to do, but the guy who was in charge of it disappeared completely.
Huh, weird.
Yep.
That's an odd one, huh?
Yeah. But,
what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, Neostar, to answer your question, it's going to be this upcoming Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And so that definitely you can check that out. And we'll be going live again at that time. And yeah, this is fun, man. Like I think after this Saturday's episode, I'd like to get us some sort of regular, back in the schedule again. Whether it's every other week again or not. But it's really good. I love having these, man. It really does. I missed you guys. And so it's good. It's always good to chat. And again, hopefully, once we get to conventions, I'd love to start actually going out to convention with you guys. That was the plan for last year. Was the first one I was going to go to, and me and Matt were going to go to, was in New Mexico with Cody, and then we were also planning to go to Seattle for what was one of the ones up there? I can't remember the name of it. Emerald City Comic Con, maybe. But so yeah,
maybe
that'd be cool, man.
WizCon or something like that.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, that'll be fun, man. So I'm hopeful for it. This is Wikid's 5th anniversary. We've been at it for 5 years. We got a lot of big stuff planned for this year. Distribution in the works. We're working on something of that nature, and also got a really big project in the works. Something I don't think people are going to see coming. Something that's going to be very special, and hopefully people are going to really dig and get behind. And we'll be asking you guys to get behind us for this, and so we can take Wikid in a new direction, something that we've never done before, and hopefully open up some new doors, and even in the future. And some more on that here in the next couple weeks, next months coming. And Neo Starter says he misses us, man. Oh, you gotta make me cry, man. For real, that's really sweet of you to say. It's yeah, we missed you in the chat, man. It's been a while, and I don't want it to kind of go on that hiatus again that long. It would be nice to get back into the regular swing of things. And yeah, dude, it's just so much fun to chat with you guys in here in the, not only in the podcast stuff, but all you guys in the chat too. It's always really good to see you guys. And I think that about wraps it up. We've got like I said, we got our episode next week. We'll be coming back and plug in some more stuff, talking about some more cool stuff. But in the meantime, we appreciate all of you guys. Without you guys, we wouldn't be who we are. Wikid Publishing, again, 5 years. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. And
it's been a long journey, but we got longer to go.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're just getting started, guys. We're gonna be here for a long time. 5 years is one milestone. We have many more to reach and many more to surpass. And so, like they were saying earlier, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever it takes, we're gonna keep taking Wikid to the top. And we hope you guys will be along with us for the ride, because we promise you we're going to try to make it the best ride we can. All the ups and downs included. So we appreciate it, guys. Thanks again. Thank you for making this the best happy anniversary we could ever want. And we will see you on Saturday's episode to continue the festivities with all our friends. And we'll see you there. See you all. Toast to the